Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Rygal. How you doing, bro?
Pretty good, man. What's going on?
Nothing too exciting tonight, at least. I want to get your opinion to start off on. I guess we'll do Takeover first.
I thought Takeover was pretty good. A lot of unexpected stuff happened. Far away from any of my expectations from last week, my predictions. So yeah, I'm just pulling up all the results now. But yeah, I thought it was a good show. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I was surprised with a lot of stuff. So, I mean, I always like being surprised. That to me is what makes a card good, if I can kind of be surprised. So.
No, I completely agree with you. I enjoyed Bobby Roode, or not Bobby Roode, excuse me, Eric Young and Ty Dillinger. His name was escaping me for a second.
Yeah, no, they put on a good match for what they were supposed to do. And yeah, no, I have no problem with it, and I don't know if Ty's coming up to the main roster or if that little spot the next night was just for that night. But yeah, it helped build Eric Young a little bit, give a little bit more credence to Sanity.
Yeah, that's what I figured they were going to do. The Moss and Cien Almas match, I thought, was like a really hard-hitting, kind of like a strong style match in itself.
Yeah, both Strong and Almas are great workers. So yeah, that ended up being a pretty good match. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I haven't really got to see a lot of him from when he was in like Ring of Honor and stuff, so I enjoyed that match.
Oh yeah, his big thing is he has like 1,000 different ways he can get you into the backbreaker. His nickname was the Messiah of the backbreaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen him hit some ridiculous backbreakers. Just some cool positions, like just counters to things, and kind of like how Randy Orton is with the RKO, he is with the backbreaker.
Oh, I got you. Now, the one thing that surprised me, even though it was a great match because they've had good chemistry before, was the Authors of Pain beating DIY for the tag belts.
Yeah, it made sense in the whole grand scheme of things, but yeah, I don't like that choice, but I don't like them, so I wasn't gonna like it regardless.
Yeah, I just thought they would let DIY have like a little longer of a run.
You can only do so long with the baby faces holding the title. I mean, they're kind of like a chase the title kind of team.
That's true too.
They've been built up as a super underdog, so them beating the Authors of Pain kind of wouldn't fit their own narrative.
That's true, though, yeah. But I'll say they brought the best out of them, I think, in that match.
Oh, yeah, I think they got the best possible match out of them that they could have. Absolutely.
All right, now, the women's match, I think, was probably the weakest match on the card.
Yeah, it wasn't what I thought it would be at all.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to agree with you.
And if it wasn't for Nikki Cross taking that table bump, it probably would have been even worse.
Yeah, it just... I remember when it ended, I was kind of like, oh. Like, kind of just... Oh, no, it wasn't a bad match, but it just wasn't what I expected for a four-way.
It just kind of fell flat.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can explain it. And I was just like, really? That's it? That's the finish?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. That's how I felt.
I was just like, wow. And the main event with Bobby Roode and Nakamura, that was shocking. I didn't expect Roode to win the title, but it was a very good match.
Yeah, I just don't like the whole played out injury angle at the end. I've never been a fan of that finish. Like how that whole thing played out. I've never been a fan of the champion's hurt, but he wants to fight through it, and then he succumbs to the injury, but he was a fighting champion. He had heart. I don't know. That's not for me.
No, I understand what you're saying. I didn't mind it because I don't think they've done it in a while, so, like, you understand what I'm saying?
Well, they kind of did it the next night also with Bailey was, they started it with her a little bit where, her leg was hurt and she couldn't stand up.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's just like they overdo the injury angles. I'm trying to think of one more recent version, but Sasha. It wasn't her. Yeah, like with Sasha, I mean, it's just they do it so often that it just loses it. I hate that worked kayfabe, like exaggerated kayfabe, fake injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I was really happy for Bobby Roode because he really showed how good of a worker he was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now we'll see what's next for Nakamura.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where they go now.
I mean, do they have him feud to become a 3-time champion, or does he get called up, or do they keep him off TV for a while and bring him up after Mania?
Yeah, that's the curious thing. If I would probably just wait till the night after Mania.
Because they can't bring him up now. They just brought Joe up, and Joe is Joe just got done with his feud with him. So unless they bring him up to another show,
they can't be on the same show.
Yeah, it would kind of make no sense. Like, they just got done with their feud. That was Joe's last feud, was Nakamura. For them both to debut on the same show and not be feuding would just be weird.
I completely agree.
So.
Alright, now to make some people angry when we talk about the Royal Rumble.
Why are people going to get angry?
Because I've never heard so much saltiness over the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, people get angry. That's up to them. I mean, there's nothing to get angry about. It was a good Rumble.
And me and you have talked about this off air. We both enjoyed the Rumble match.
I mean, I heard like WWE Universe people fucking complaining, but other than that, I really haven't heard a big backlash from people. I mean, it's just people on the WWE site. Really haven't seen a lot of other backlash. But then again, I got out of all those stupid groups I was in, so I don't know about.
Yeah, no, in the groups I've been in, people were complaining, oh, there wasn't any surprises, and they sucked, and
Oh well. Get over it.
I know. I actually liked it because they used the talent that they actually have, as opposed to just bringing in random people.
Well, everything that was brought in, the timing was done very well.
Yeah.
There were a lot of big men in the match, and, a lot of the time what they'll do is they'll go to the full reset where big man comes in and clears out the ring, and you're always left with 3 or 4 guys in the ring maximum. This is the first year in a long time that there was a sustained amount of guys in there for a long period
I
of
was about
time.
to say there was about 9 or 10 guys in there for a long time.
I mean, like, for, like, Mark Henry and Big Show were in there to get Braun over. They didn't want to overexpose Braun. Like, you can only do so much with him, so keep him super, super, super strong. Have, like, 4 guys attack him, and then have the next big guy you bring in, Baron Corbin, get the elimination. And they kind of built him, instead of giving him a ton of eliminations, he had 1 elimination.
But it was the one that was the most impressive, you could say.
The big deal with him was he lasted all the way down to at least 28 because he got eliminated by Goldberg.
Yes.
So he was in there for at least half the Rumble. He's in there at least 15 numbers. So, I mean, he kind of did it with longevity. He got the big elimination, and then he lasted a long time. So there's a different story for him. You didn't need to build up Mark Henry or Big Show. They were in there just for fodder. And then, like, you got, like, the cool matchups with, like, more, like, once you get, like, Luke Harper coming in, and Goldberg coming in, and Undertaker coming in, and Lesnar coming in, like, they all built off of each other.
Yeah.
And in the middle, they had, like, I like that they remembered that Xavier Woods is afraid of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, we had spoke, I said this was probably the best, what's the word I'm looking for, like, storyline-based Rumble they've done in a while.
Yeah, everything was timed out perfectly, like, with the right people in there at the right time. I thought the near elimination by Kofi was stupid.
That's getting annoying because they do it every year.
And now it's getting so, like, now they're overly looking for it. The first couple of years was cool because it kind of just happened.
Yeah, like they're overthinking it.
Yeah, it's like now you're intentionally setting it up, which isn't as cool as, he got thrown out and he was able to handstand walk. Like, that was cool just because that's possible. Climbing up on top of the ring post, it was stupid. Like, there's no reason for you to be doing that.
Right.
I get what they're trying to do, and it couldn't be original in any other way, but cut your losses. It doesn't have to be a thing every year, because eventually it's just going to be a stupid gimmick that, he's either going to get hurt, or one year it's just not going to work. And then he's never going to win the Rumble if he's given one of those.
Yeah.
God forbid he fucks that up, then him winning the Rumble won't happen. So
and then he's shit out a lot.
Yeah, so he's never going to be booked to win a Rumble.
No. But if Randy Orton winning the Rumble means what I think it's going to mean in the long-term picture, I'm actually very excited to see where they're going.
Yeah, so am I. And I mentioned this to you right before we came on. What I think, there's 2 things that they could have been using Roman for. Either it is a full-blown heel turn, because, he did say that this is my yard to Undertaker, which may be setting up him and Undertaker. But I mentioned this part to you. They could have known that maybe they weren't sure how people were going to react to Randy Orton winning. So the best possible thing to do would be throw out the one guy that they're going to boo out of the building, and that people are going to cheer when he gets eliminated, regardless of who throws him out. Fucking James Ellsworth could have thrown out
Roman Reigns, and they would have cheered.
Yeah, absolutely. The Miz could have thrown out Roman Reigns, and they would have cheered. So, by default, they got people to cheer their winner. So, I told you I'd like to see Roman go full-blown heel, beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania by cheating, and let them make a lot of money as Roman Reigns being the guy who's bragging about how he beat The Undertaker.
Yeah, we talked about this. They should, and this will fire some people up, is have Roman Reigns squash him.
Yeah, have him, because Undertaker really can't work a full match. Just have
beat him
Roman
in 3
Reigns
minutes.
Fucking attack him before the match begins, roll him in, hit him with a Superman punch. That would be even better. Clean pin in the middle.
Oh my God, people would lose their mind.
Fucking beat the shit out of him during his entrance, roll him in the ring, spear, Superman punch, pin him in the middle, or even worse, a fucking choke slam,
Yeah.
and then pin him right in the middle of the ring. Get people throwing their fucking TVs out the window angry.
Hell yeah, dude. They really would. Now, I thought the undercard before the actual Rumble was really good.
Yeah, no, I had no issue at all with the undercard. Shout out to Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens for putting on arguably my match of the night.
That's far surpassed anything I could have expected they were gonna do.
Yeah, no, that was such a well put together match.
And yeah, like you said, big props to Reigns because he really did his part in that match.
Yeah, as good as Owens was, Owens can't have a match for himself.
Exactly. Like and he took some nasty bumps in that match.
Yeah, both of them did. That bump off of the second row through the pyramid of chairs was,
Yeah, that looked brutal.
Yeah, not something I'd want to take.
No. But that's really like the first, other than the match he had with Ambrose at the Rumble last year, the first like super crazy bump match that he's had.
Roman
or Owens?
Yeah, I mean, they just don't have him, like, WWE just doesn't have a lot of those matches, he's been in Money in the Bank. He was in this last Money in the Bank. I mean, he's had his opportunities, but in general, WWE just doesn't have those matches that often.
That's
not like in Ring of Honor. In Ring of Honor, any match with Sting would devolve into that.
Yeah. I bet his body thanks him for not having to do that all the time like he did in Ring of Honor.
I see him go to the top more often in WWE.
Yeah, that actually is true.
I mean, I've seen him do some more creative shit in WWE than when he was in Ring of Honor and stuff. So, I mean, there's always that.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that Cena won his 16th title and they had an amazing match. Those guys just kind of work well with each other.
Yeah, that was a really good match. I really didn't care much for the Neville and Swan match.
I actually thought they had a better match on 205 Live a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. I didn't love it. I wasn't in love with it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I do like Neville as a heel, though.
So do I. I think he's better as a heel. I don't think he has much of a personality as a babyface.
No.
I think it's harder to be a babyface, in my opinion. And if you don't have it, then you're not going to succeed as a babyface. You can succeed as a heel if you don't have it. But
right,
I think you need a certain...
Like you're saying, dude, it's so much harder to be a babyface today because of like a marquee kind of crowd that already like heels to begin with.
Yeah, very few people, I think, can actually be a true... I don't know if I want to say few people, but... Like, I don't know what I want to say, but yeah.
I know what you're trying to say. There's only like so many guys right now that you could see as a legitimate babyface.
That could be pushed, yeah, as a universal babyface that even the marks would cheer for. Somebody like Cesaro, you can get the WWE Universe to cheer for whoever the fuck you want. It's the marks. AJ.
I would say, and this is just my opinion, maybe Finn Balor.
Yeah, absolutely, because you'll get the marks cheering for him, and then you definitely get the universe.
Yeah.
He is a pure babyface. Somebody like Rollins.
Yeah.
Because you'll have the universe and the internet cheering for him. So Jericho's another one. It's hard to get, certain people to boo Jericho, but he's one that you can turn it on. That's why I think that if you go Reigns as a heel, he's one of those like the Miz. You're not going to get a fucking dueling champ. You're just going to get a fucking straight up boo. That'll be a true heel, which they don't have many of because of exactly what we're talking about now. All of these guys who are loved by the IWC that are heel.
Yeah, like my whole thing is if you like a heel, you have to boo them still. Like you're doing them a disservice. You know what I mean?
It also depends. Yes, you're right. But it depends on who. There's some heel stuff that Kevin Owens does that you just want to fucking cheer.
Yes.
Like there's certain guys that it's hard to boo because their heel stuff is so good. Like you're like yes. Like a guy like Miz, you just don't want to cheer.
No.
You do him a heavy disservice if you cheer him. Because he is fucking great.
Now that I'm, like, older, like, because when he first came in, I was just like, yeah, fuck this guy. But now, as I've gotten older, I appreciate him so much more.
When he won his title, I was possibly the biggest Miz mark. My old PC, my screen in the background was Miz with the belt. It was like one of those custom fucking loser.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's what mine was the Miz with the belt. And yeah, I've always thought he was gold. And now he's just, now he's just doing it. Now it's just like, shit, man, he's great. Like now I don't even have to try to argue it no more. I just show people any of his stuff on Talking Smack. Well, there you go. Like you don't know if he's telling the truth or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, my girl said that. Goes, Dave lets this stuff go on TV. I said, what do you mean? She said, he's so angry. I said, I was like, that's part of his gimmick. I was like, he's talking about real things, but she's like, wait, so that's not real? I was like, it's real in storyline format. I mean, he's really talking about stuff that makes him mad. I was like, it's called a work shoot.
Hey, but if your girl can feel that way, then he's doing something right.
Yeah, all it takes is just that question, is this real? Then you're doing your job right.
Yeah.
You don't have to make somebody believe it's real. Just make them question.
Absolutely. It was okay, the match with the Club and Cesaro and Sheamus.
Yeah, nothing, nothing fantastic, I wondered what the use of the second ref was going to be. Of course, the finish was going to involve it, and the finish did involve it.
Yeah,
with the first ref being knocked out, yeah.
I think we all kind of figured something like that would happen.
Yeah, some kind of wonky finish, and that's exactly what happened. So, I didn't even watch the 6-women's team.
It was bad.
Only thing I watched, because when I was going back, because when you're watching it live on the network, you can go back. And I clicked right to where it showed who won, and when I saw that the babyfaces won, I just turned it off. There was no reason for me to see it, because we talked about it last week. It made no sense to bring Mickie James back to job her out immediately.
Right. What happened was Naomi pinned Alexa Bliss. With her, I'm assuming her finisher is the split-legged moonsault.
Well, now, I mean, based off of that and based off of SmackDown, which we can get to, I think Naomi is going to be the next one going after Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
Which,
and the other thing that happened, I didn't see it live, but I saw it on different groups that I was in. I didn't look at it, of course. I just scrolled through. Mickie James had a wardrobe malfunction on the pre-show.
I mean, but to these people online, it's like half of a nipple stuck out, and these people will go freeze frame it and jerk off because it's the closest.
I know. I was just like, who cares? Okay.
Yeah, let me go check your fucking internet history, Mike. Let me go see. Super blown up, extra large. Like, there you go, Mike.
Yeah, it's my screensaver.
I mean, like, look, unless some of it was fucking out and out vag flying around, it's not a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
I have nipples. I can walk outside and let my nipples show. I really don't care about some chick's nipples.
I know, it just makes me laugh because certain groups I'm in, they'll have it where it's the photo, but it's censored, and then it's like, click on this for the real picture.
I can't be in groups like that. I mean, my girl looks at my Facebook. How the fuck would I ever explain that to her? I mean, like,
No,
I can't.
I completely understand where you're coming from.
There's a couple kinds of groups, and the ones with the general public, I just can't deal with.
No, I completely understand. Did you see Sasha and Nia Jax?
I can't believe that she got squashed like she did.
Yeah, that was bad.
And I thought that the match with Charlotte wasn't really that great. I'm not a Charlotte fan. I love Bayley, but I've never been sold on Charlotte. I think she kind of got.
Yeah.
I think she's Ric Flair's daughter, and she was lumped in with other really good workers. But I don't know. I'm beginning to think that everybody but Bayley sucks. That she was.
I thought the match with her and Bayley was okay. The finish was surprising to me because it kind of came out of nowhere.
I liked the finish though. I mean, isolated, like just getting the finish off of the natural selection on the outside of the apron.
Yeah.
That I thought was cool. But you're right, it kind of, like, there was no real, like, it kind of just went to it, but
yeah,
I liked...
that's what I'm saying, like, there wasn't a build-up to where, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. Before finish, I wasn't terribly upset with the finish. I thought with the story that they're doing, that she's unbeaten in, whatchamacallit,
however many pay-per-views.
Yeah, I didn't think it was terrible, and it took a finisher on the outside ring apron to win. I'm like, all right, I can deal with that.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't see Bayley winning to begin with,
no.
So it was It was a nice way to get a very unsurprising result.
Yeah, I can go along with that. But
I just didn't think that in the scope of the other women's matches we've gotten in the last, say, 12 to 16 months, I don't think it's in that same league, but I think it's unfair to expect that all the time.
That's kind of like how I felt with NXT, and hear me out, it wasn't that NXT TakeOver was necessarily bad, it's just from where they've had such like high expectations from all the great TakeOver shows, this one was kind of like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is you need to set a reasonable level of expectation of what any show could be.
Yeah.
And if one supersedes, like, everything has to be looked at as a case-by-case basis. If something super overseeds, the next time, you can't be like, well, that show, and I'm not talking about you, I'm just talking people in general. Well, It wasn't as good as that last show. Well, coming into the show, did you have the same expectation, like the same baseline expectation? Because you didn't expect that last show to be as good as it was. You have to have a reasonable expectation for this show. Well, did it supersede what you expected it to be? Or did you come in and expect a super crazy, amazing show that was like the last one just because the last one was super and crazy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can only expect so much.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. But I'm saying that's how certain people are, that they're, oh, well, it's NXT, so it's going to be A++.
Yeah, I mean, it's like sometimes you just get an A, I mean, it was still a great pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it was bad by any stretch.
Oh, no, absolutely. It's just, sometimes sometimes you hit a home run, sometimes you hit a grand slam. Either way, it's out of the park. It's just that sometimes it's more than others, and it's magic. Some nights you can do it, some nights you can't do it. It's why I don't really talk to a lot of people about wrestling anymore, because I just got to... It's just that people are too opinionated. I mean, like, with no substance to back it up. I'm very opinionated. I can give you a why. Maybe, it doesn't happen, but at least it kind of makes sense. People will be like, oh, this, that, and the other. But why? Like, make sense of it, and cool. That's your opinion. That's an intelligent opinion. But people just talk out of their ass, and it's... I can't deal with stupid opinions anymore. I'm too old.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. Now, Raw, what did you think of Raw this week?
I didn't think it was bad. I liked the ending of it. I'm sorry that Seth is legitimately injured. I don't know if they've come out to the extent of it yet. I don't know if they've actually given a actual diagnosis of what his injury is, but I thought it was cool to see Joe. It was definitely a way to extend the Triple H storyline with Seth.
What I was going to tell you, the last I had heard, and I don't know if I can confirm, I can't confirm it definitively or not, that Seth had tore his, I want to say it's his MCL. So they said he would be out like 8 weeks.
Wow, okay.
Like, that was like best case scenario. That he potentially could be able to work at Mania, but they're unsure if they would clear him.
Yeah, it would be hard because I think we're less than 8 weeks away from Mania.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It'd be really close. It was just kind of like a bad luck thing, too, because I rewatched it. What happened, Joe he had him in the Coquina clutch and went to, wrap his legs around him, and when he did, his knee just kind of buckled.
Yeah, I saw that they went down at that weird angle, and the next thing you know, you can actually hear Seth Rollins say, ow.
Damn. Yeah, I think you had told me this.
Yeah.
And then I read their lips. Well, not Joe. You couldn't see Joe's lips, but you could hear Joe say, "Are you okay?" And then you could read Seth Rollins' lips that said, "I hope so."
Yeah, I didn't see that. I went back and I looked. But
it's just shitty luck for him, man.
Yeah. But yeah, this is legitimate.
It's not a work. I've never heard so many people say, "Oh, it's a work, it's a work." It's like, dude, he put up a picture of him at Dr. Andrews with, that electrical stimulation on his knee. What more do you want?
Yeah, I get that on my back every week, on my shoulder.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
The Owens-Strowman thing worked out like I thought it would.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't like that they didn't expand on Roman. I want to see him turn heel. I've said that. They just had him come out and attack
Strowman because Strowman attacked him.
Yeah, so.
But I was surprised they actually had Owens work, even though it was a short match after being in, a pretty rough match the night before.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's WWE, though. I'm surprised they didn't have him try to come into the Rumble at some point.
Yeah, really. I'm trying to remember, and that's all I really remember from Raw that was, noteworthy.
Yeah, Tony Nese for, what the fuck is his name? The Pakistani guy.
Oh, Mustafa Ali.
Apparently that was kind of a sloppy match. I don't remember it. But I forgot what I was watching, and they were talking about it, that it was pretty sloppy.
It seems like they're pushing him now, Nese.
Well, I mean, he's great. You can only have one champion, but it'd be good to start building stars.
Of course.
Other than the champion.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I thought overall this was a better Raw than they've had in the last few weeks.
Yes.
And that's saying a lot because Raw has been pretty goddamn bad, for certain weeks.
Yeah.
All right. Now SmackDown. What were your thoughts on that?
Nothing really stood out. I thought it was kind of cool to see Luke Harper and Cena. I thought it was a little weird at first. Just the image of Luke Harper with John Cena.
Yeah.
But over the whole Carmella and James Ellsworth thing, so I really don't care about that. The Dolph Ziggler thing I've already stopped caring about. What we were talking about before regarding the main event at WrestleMania from the SmackDown side, pretty sure that's gonna happen, seeing that the names were announced.
Yeah. That's exciting.
So, yeah, I mean...
And then the other interesting thing to me was Cena got pinned clean in a tag match. And then they're going to actually have Orton and Cena one-on-one next week on SmackDown.
Well, they're saying that because neither Orton or, whatchamacallit, Imagine... Shit, I don't want to... How do I say this? Imagine Orton and Harper, because they're going to end up having a match at the pay-per-view. Neither one of them are in the Elimination Chamber. What if Randy's match at WrestleMania is on the line? In the context of everything else that we were talking about.
Oh, that would be interesting.
So.
That would be very interesting. Basically his WrestleMania main event.
Yeah, on the line against Luke Harper.
Wow, that would be interesting.
I don't think that's what they would do.
But it'd be something different.
Yeah, it would definitely, and then... I don't know if they would do it because does it lessen the Royal Rumble winner? But I think that could work. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Or have a three-way at Mania.
That would be very cool, too. I just don't see them doing that.
No. I mean, I think it would help make another guy. I think you could potentially make two guys.
Yes. I can completely agree with that.
Because I wouldn't have Harper win.
No.
But to have the experience, I don't think would hurt.
I was going to say, you don't necessarily need to win to make a guy.
No, especially in that situation with those other two guys. I think in the right situation, he's made without a win, just by being on the match.
Yes. Yeah, and I was going to say, I thought Styles and Ambrose was a really good main event.
Yeah, I have no problem when those two face each other.
I was going to say they have good chemistry, but it's almost like if you could put AJ Styles and whoever next, and you'll say, oh, they have good chemistry.
But that's the thing. When, Kenny Omega, who I widely consider the best in the world, he says that the one person in wrestling that makes wrestling effortless, that stuff that Kenny Omega has to work hard to perfect, is AJ Styles. That can watch something the first time and just do it to the point that it's infuriating for other people because it's just so natural and so easy for him. That's why guys love working with him. That because things that people can spend months learning, AJ can look at and perfect in a very short period of time.
Yeah. That is infuriating. I'm assuming maybe they're gonna go with Styles and Ambrose coming up.
It's possible. I don't know if I would burn through that right away, just because there's not a lot on the horizon anyway.
No.
Especially since they just got around, they just got done with Styles and Ambrose.
Yeah. I don't know where they're going, but if they did, I was like, that's kind of... It's like a step down, because both guys were world champion, and now they're fighting for the secondary title.
But is it really a step down? Is fighting for the secondary title better than fighting for no title?
Well, yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's not the main event, but only one or two people can be in that main event at any given time. So it's. I think that would be the next place to be. If you're not the number one contender, be the next champion. You still got a belt, like you're still a champion.
Well, yeah, that's you got a point.
It's and then if former world champions hold the belt, doesn't that help elevate the belt in the long run?
Yeah.
If Hulk Hogan became Intercontinental Champion in the 1980s, that belt, at that time would have meant a hell of a lot more. But, they had the best worker in the company. For a while, it just became a piece of shit. But if you start getting big names holding the belt, they had John Cena holding the U.S. title for a while.
Yeah.
That was the belt, now when somebody wins it, John Cena held that belt instead of, fucking...
Kalisto.
Kalisto and Tajiri and fucking, Yoshitatsu, who never won it, but just using him as an example.
I know what you're saying. Like, guys, you're like, who?
Yeah, non-main event, mid-card guys. But when you have a guy like The Miz holding the title, and then, even if it's two former world champions, like, that belt means something now.
Absolutely.
So. And then you have someone, and then you get a non-former world champion to beat him, and you run on the story of he just beat a former world champion and current champion. You just made somebody else.
Yeah. Now, have you heard the rumors about Nikki Bella?
No.
There's
possible, like the possible WrestleMania match?
Not about the match at Mania, about her health.
No.
That apparently she's having issues coming, like, with her neck again after coming back, and that she's probably going to retire after Mania.
It sucks for her.
Yeah.
I got no issue with the Bellas, man. I mean, they come in, they work, and she just
for coming back, and now it's like you have nothing really else to prove, so your family and your health is more important.
But it's not necessarily about proving something. I mean, were you just ready to give up working?
No.
There you go. It's no different. When all of a sudden you're told you can't work no more, it's different than choosing not to work.
Well, yeah, that's very true.
I mean, it's, when you come back from something like that, like if you went back to work and all of a sudden, a couple months later, less than a year later, you're back being sick again, what was all that motivation for? Like, I mean, it's, you may want to go back, even though it may not be best for your health, you may still want to. I mean, so I can definitely understand it on her point of view, especially since I'm going through something very similar now.
Yeah.
I have to stop what I'm doing. I don't have a choice, and I know how difficult that is. I mean, because, yes, she got money, but it doesn't necessarily mean she's set for the rest of her life. She's still going to have some sort of an income.
Yeah, some sort of...
Not like she's going to go broke fucking John Cena, but...
But no, I know exactly what you're saying.
It's just that when you spend your whole life working with something, to be forced to stop, I mean, it's scary, and it sucks. And it's, I actually had a big fight with Nixie over this. Over, like, yeah, you know what, maybe when the Bellas came in, they weren't great, but neither was Trish Stratus. Like, I mean, at some point, you gotta, like, they're obviously getting better. They put on decent matches. The matches aren't the shits. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of people on the roster I would rather not watch than either of the Bellas.
Oh,
I mean,
God, yeah.
they're not great, but they're better than a lot of the other options. I mean, and it's like they do a lot of other outside stuff for the company, and it's, I mean, it's they've earned their stay. At some point, they've earned their stay. You may not like them, but they've earned their stay.
Yeah. All right. Now, did you see 205 Live?
I think I did. I'm pretty positive that I did.
It was Tozawa's debut.
But no, I somehow missed that. Because I know I had it on. I just don't remember. I don't remember how much of it that I actually watched. These fucking new paint shows.
There was a good match with Dorado and Nice, which Nice went over, that's cool, to see them kind of getting a little win streak going with him. Tozawa won a squash match.
Huh. It says oh no, maybe I didn't watch it.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, and then Brian Kendrick was out there on commentary, so it leads me to believe him and Tozawa will eventually, get something going.
Oh, you know what it was? When I went to go see if I had watched 205 Live, I saw the one from last week was almost done, because it gives you the little progress meter at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think of the date. I didn't realize that now we're in February, but it should have been the episode marked January 31st.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I watched most of an episode. I didn't really look at the date too well, and it was last week, so no, I didn't watch this week's.
Nah, it's alright. And then the main event was a tag match with Neville and Noam Dar against Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann.
Babyfaces win or the heel?
Babyfaces.
Makes sense.
Because Neville got pissed off and left Dar hanging.
Oh well. Heel way to win.
Yeah. Because he basically didn't want to tag with him in the first place.
Oh yeah, and then NXT was basically a recap show. There were a couple of fights.
The main event was No Way Jose and the singing guy with the guitar.
Yeah, Drifter, Elias Sampson.
Thank you.
But yeah, wasn't a terrible episode. They had Orny Lorcan versus the winner of the UK Championship.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Yeah, Tyler Bates, fantastic for a 19-year-old.
And just imagine he's only going to get better.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And, yeah, next week there's going to be Glorious Celebration.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yep. I think it was good, for what it was worth.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's going to happen if it's going to be Nakamura comes out. Because somebody's going to come out and disrupt the damn celebration. If it's going to be Nakamura, if it's going to be a new challenger.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm trying to think there's nobody really poised up there.
Unless they're going to use Chris Hero.
It's possible. He hasn't really returned to a taping yet, though.
No.
Because those are just live events that he's returned at.
Yeah. That's just a total guess because I'm there's no real other, babyface that would be poised to have, a main event feud. At least not off the top of my head.
No, you're completely right.
So I'm thinking that probably would be the most sensible thing.
Yeah, I'm curious what they're going to do going forward. But would that really make sense? I mean, because Nakamura is going to have a title shot.
He's going to have his rematch, yeah.
So.
I don't know, but either way it should be intriguing.
Yeah, no, I got no complaints. But nothing really coming up this week.
Next week is the Chamber.
Not this coming Sunday.
No, next
Yes.
Sunday.
Well, yeah, wait. Yeah, 9 days from today.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, wow, shit.
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround because me and you had talked about this, that they should do something shocking at this show because it would, kind of get people talking and want to like rewatch it because I don't know if most fans are really going to watch it because they're going to be like, okay, it's like 2 weeks after the Rumble, like whatever.
Well, I think most fans have the network,
Yeah.
so I don't think it's a big deal to go sit watch another pay-per-view on a Sunday night. Although, that maybe when Walking Dead comes back.
Yeah, that's because that's coming back soon, isn't it?
Yeah, in maybe 2 weeks.
Interesting.
And that would be a bad night to have a fucking pay-per-view on.
Very
But
much
with-
so.
But with the network, people can go back and watch it whenever, so...
Yeah, and it's not like you're doing like we had to do back in the day for all you youngsters out there when you had like the hot boxes and you could only watch it once and then the replay if you were lucky.
Motherfucker, I taped everything to my VCR. Are you kidding me? Anything I had to pay for, I fucking recorded. I paid for that shit. I own it.
Nice.
Watch this shit 1,000 times. Get my money's worth.
Hell yeah, dude, because them fuckers were expensive back in the day.
Hell yeah, it's still expensive.
I'm still amazed that people actually still pay for them in that original format.
Yeah, I can't believe that, but I guess it's like when you live somewhere where you don't have stable internet connection.
Well, yeah, that's true too. I'm just like, wow. Because, like, Mania, if you bought it, just to watch on, like, say, your big screen, if you didn't have, like, the internet stuff, is, like, $60 or more, I think.
The HD, I think it's 100.
Really? Wow.
Or 79. I think it's 79, because it's like 6
I'm
hours.
Like, fuck that.
I
You know
could
what I
do
mean? When
that.
I could sit and watch it on my laptop for $10.
Dude, I watch that shit on my TV for $10.
Yeah.
Yo, fucking PlayStation 4 has an app for that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you could just watch it through there.
Yeah, that's sweet too, yeah. Oh, sorry, excuse me.
That's all good. So
I should probably do that, and then I can just chill in my bedroom and watch it.
hell of a lot better than watching it on tiny ass TV screen if you can avoid it.
Yeah. Alright, everybody, we're going to get out of here for tonight. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. And we'll see you back next week. Have a good night, everybody.